So now we've established that meditation is like the word sports. The word meditation is quite general, and we can get a little bit more specific in thinking of meditation as meditation being exercise for your focus. And that then leads us to really needing to refine what we mean by focus. So let's get into it, because this starts to become one of the first little techniques that you can start practicing, whether you're closing your eyes and meditating, or whether you're out about in your day. So this comes from the work of Amishi Jha, who, as always, the links will be in the notes attached to this lesson if you want to do some further research yourself. She is incredible, and the work she's done in specifically the mindfulness space is really, really powerful, and it's already changed a lot of lives. So the way we talk about focus here is that focus is a lot like a torch, the light of the torch, to be more specific. So if you think of yourself doing any tasks throughout the day, your focus is required to do that task if you want to do it efficiently. And because we live in such a busy time and we are all so busy, the torchlight of our focus is often switching between lots of different tasks at any point in time. Now, the torchlight of my focus never gets turned off, but the ability to hold it and the ability to switch it can get tired. So my focus is always on. It's always shining on something, but my ability to be able to actually hold it and choose where it goes begins to wane over time. This analogy is really effective because we feel it at the end of the day. We call it decision fatigue. You might feel this when you get to the shops at the end of the day and you're standing in the aisle and you just can't remember what you needed, or you're right in front of what you needed, but you still can't really make a decision about what you want to get. This is decision fatigue, and this is where our focus, we're still shining a light of our focus on the things around us, but the ability to actually switch it and make a decision through that focus is becoming fatigued. So again, this is why meditation becomes so important. The more we exercise our focus, the more stamina it has, the more strength that it has over time. So focus is like the torch light. And if you're not from Australia, by torch, I mean flashlight. That's actually how Mishi Jha explains it as well. She uses the term flashlight. You will always hear me talking about the light of your focus, or shine your torch on this or on something specific. What we're meaning is that we're shining our focus where we are focusing on something. And that doesn't mean that we are concentrating on it. That doesn't mean that we're forcing ourselves to hold our torchlight there no matter what. What we're doing is we're noticing when the torchlight has drifted away, so that then we're able to shine the torch, the light of our focus, back onto wherever we want it to be. Again, this is part of the exercise. So our focus is like the light of a torch. And this also means, just as a little side note, that multitasking is a myth. We're only shining our torch, only shining our focus on one thing at a time, but it can feel like we're shining it on multiple things because we're moving that torchlight around so quickly. So when you get to the end of the day and you feel that decision fatigue set in, it most probably means that you have been whipping that torchlight around across multiple things the whole day, and you haven't given it that space and time to actually decompress, to actually recoup and be able to do the rest of the things that it needs to do during the day, so it hits that point of fatigue. And this is why, again, exercising our focus is so important, because not only does it build strength and stamina, but it also allows it that time to rest and time to recover. So again, when we're talking about multitasking, that is a myth. So you will hear me using the word task switching. Again, this is why using language specific and refined language is really important, because when I say task switch, straight away we have that image of a torchlight switching between tasks. And that's a lot of energy. That's a lot of doing involved in that, especially throughout our busy days. So keep coming back to the idea that focus is simply the ability of my brain to focus on one thing or shine the light of my focus on one thing at any given time. And I have the power, I have the control to choose where that torch, where my focus is shining at any given point in time. The more I exercise my focus, the stronger that ability gets. And that is why we meditate. Again, keep coming back to those notes. Take down those just one little piece of sentence, those little sentences as you go. So now, if all that you have is meditation is exercise for your focus, focus operates like a torchlight. It shines on one thing at a time. I get to choose what that focus shines on. If that's all your notes look like at the moment, that's great. If there's more, that's great as well. Hopefully that makes sense. And I am going to see you in 1.4, where we're going to talk about solo meditation.